Arms are shot. Central lines missing in action. Pressors are waiting. External jugular it is. But if you're gonna do it right. No drama. External jugular access is not routine. We use it when peripherals are done ultrasound tried, failed. Chemo patients, burns, shock, severe edema, and the blood pressure's tanking while you're still waiting on central access. It's a critical bridge for time-sensitive meds like pressors and fluids when a central line is delayed or unavailable. But before you even think about grabbing a catheter, know your hospital. Some facilities require a provider order for EJ access because this is a higher-risk site. Others allow trained nurses to place it under protocol. Bottom line policy first. Always check your institutional policy because an order may be required. Positioning is everything. Have your patient turn their head away from the side you're working on. Roll their shoulder back slightly. You're looking for that big vein running along the sternocleidomastoid muscle, usually visible near the angle of the jaw. Remember, the EJ is superficial. The internal jugular and carotid artery is deep and medial to it, and the apex of the lung is your inferior risk zone. Now, if that vein is not clearly visible, do not go blind. A thick neck, scar tissue from previous lines, these can hide your target. This is where ultrasound saves you. It lets you see the vein clearly and, more importantly, see exactly where the carotid artery is so you can avoid it. If you can't see the vein, ultrasound is highly recommended. For catheter choice, a 1-inch catheter is great to keep it shallow. You might use a 2-inch catheter only if the vein is deep and you're watching the screen the entire time to track your tip. Clean the site thoroughly with chlorhexidine. Drape it. Your angle of insertion should be shallow, about 15 degrees. Look for that flash of blood, then gently aspirate. You want to see dark venous blood, not the bright red pulsing of an artery. The second you get access, clamp the line immediately. Air embolism waits for nobody. It's a real and immediate danger with any line that has negative pressure, and the EJ is one of them. Now, let's be clear about the risks. If you nick the carotid artery, you can cause a hematoma and it can form fast. If you go too low with a long needle, you're flirting with the lung. And infiltration? This is the big one. Vasopressors, or large volumes of fluid infiltrating into the soft tissues of the neck, can flood the area and threaten the airway. I've seen it happen. Don't let that be your shift. Airway compromise, carotid puncture, lung injury, and extravasation are the major hazards. So why is it still worth it? Because when done correctly, EJ access buys precious time. It gives you better flow and is more stable than a dying peripheral. Pressors run smoother. It's one site, less poking for the patient. It's a bridge, not a destination. It gets you through the crisis until definitive access, like a central line, can be placed. Master the landmarks. Love the ultrasound. Respect the order. External jugular access isn't flashy, but when it works, it saves the night. Use it with intention. Monitor the site aggressively and plan to transition to definitive access as soon as possible. If this clicked for you, hit that like button and follow for more real-world nursing education.